there's a few things I need to preface this class with. Okay? Some of you will innately and naturally already have the ability to hit somebody way harder than you ever need to hit them. Alright? That's the first thing that needs to be stated. Let me say it again because it needs to be said. I'm going to say it again for the video. Some of you already innately and naturally have the ability to hit someone harder than you ever have to hit them. Alright? Also, whether you innately or naturally have it or you learn it, with the ability to hit someone really hard comes the responsibility of knowing when you hit someone hard. Alright? Now, I am not going to feed you a line of crap here. There are some folks who teach there's only one calibration, and we know for a fact, if you travel, that that's not true. You're going to face certain people in certain tournaments, and you're going to be, damn, what do I got to do here? Well, you either need to hit him more cleanly, or you need to make sure the blow's not impeded, or you need to hit him enough times in tournament that the marshal says, hey dude, you're dead. Or you need to land that blow in a telling way where he's convinced. Okay? What you do with these skills is your business. You are implored to use your wisdom, your compassion, and the fact that you're fighting and making friends. Those things should guide you. So what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is this. Let's not just equate this to tournament. Let's say it's a melee. And let's say we're on a bridge and the bridge is falling apart, right? Crazy things are happening. And let's say Allwrecker charges me and I buck him up off his shield and there's a light blow and then pow! I nail him a good one and he falls over and I hit him really hard. And he's gone, and I know Allwrecker, and Allwrecker gets up grinning ear to ear, and he's happy. But as I lay him out and I turn back, there's a 125-pound young female fighter who's got a spun top helm on and a T-tunic. There's a wisdom part of my brain that should say, probably fighting less than 6 months, probably doesn't need me to blow her up, right? And so I think, good, thanks. And then I turn back and there's Cameron, and now he's bearing down on me, and him and I know each other, or I can look and see his station. He's wearing a crown and he's coming at me with full intent. Then I can bring it back up. The best of us have the ability to figure out where we need to be at any given point in those fights. And I'm sorry if that offends your sensibilities about what the SCA is or what its fighting is, but again, I am not here to entertain a bunch of garbage about this. The fact is that in any given melee, you're going to be spearing and there's going to be a guy where you go, boom, and he's like, thank you, good shot. And there's going to be a guy over here, you're like, Takoosh, nope. Kadoosh, nope. Badoosh! And finally he's like, yeah, I'll take that one. You know?
Or you rush him and throw him off the bridge.
Now you have a couple options there. One, you can say, he was right, and I'm going to stop the whole fight here, and I'm going to say, what's wrong with you, man? You should have took those first couple blows.
If you can hit better than 5-year-old, I might take that.
Or, I'm going to say, maybe the blow was just in a way that he wanted it that way. Maybe this is squarely on armor that is well padded, well made, and he actually needs to be struck a solid blow. And we're not talking about excessive, we're talking about hard. So I'm going to do some demonstration, right? So, how to hit hard. Why would we want to hit hard? So what we're talking about here is that I can generate speed, right? That's a fairly fast shot. It gets even faster when I take the loop out of it and I put more inline direction into it. That's fairly fast. And in most tournament, that's probably good enough, right? And then you burl it down and there are other things that happen. We're going to talk about these body mechanics in a minute.
Because you've got my little shield right now, but that's okay.
Right? Now he's starting to get a little harder here. Right? Again, pretty fast. Most tournament fighting is good shot. Okay? For starting to get a little something happening here. So what we're going to look at is the same principle applies to, I'm out of position, I'm completely out of balance, my sword's over here, but there's a shot, right? That's not a perfect shot. That's way wonky. Weird stuff has happened, but when you're learning to be a great tournament fighter or even a great melee opportunist, don't matter, dude. You got knocked up sideways. Hey, you take a shot, right? But maybe that's not enough. That's not enough. That's enough. What's the difference? The difference is that either in this shot, right, what you end up happening here, frame by frame. Right, what's happening? There's all kinds of, Japanese call this kaisho. Kaisho is hip turn, right? Loads, weight burrows in to the toe, hip transfers, weight's moving to the front, becomes centralized, ankle turns in line, pressing, body's moving first, hand moves delivering direct straight pressure, sword turns at the last instant with all of this force moving forward. So you can do it real slow and it's awkward, it doesn't work, right? But in time when you practice it, the way I do it at home is I'll go,
That's allowed.
Okay? And you don't want to do this on a pail a lot. You'll screw yourself up. But you're trying to learn a mechanic here. Okay? Same thing here. That off balance shot. That's a decent shot. But let's say you don't have that. That's just all body. But it's not all body. Watch what happens. Body hip crunch, then cut, right? Body hip crunch. So when we talk about generating power, what we're talking about is integrating your body into the throw in any position. Now that's not to say all blows should be this way. There's a time in a fight where it's fine. You're fighting and that's fine. There's also times is necessary. Okay, what's the difference? Here, blow transitions down, body's moving against the grain of the target, and I'm pulling in, setting it in. So when we look at this, we're breaking this down into power generation. A couple things involved, and we're going to get you guys up to try some of it here in a second, give you a feel for it. Some of you have got enough power to simply go, just enough. You know, chest, pectoral pull, I got enough body grounding, I just drag it across his face and be done with it.
Some would not include me. It might include him, and definitely includes him.
Right.
My perspective.
However, and I never mean this to be offensive, come here. I love training female fighters because it gets such a bad rap about, well, they can't generate power, right? So what I want you to do is I just want you to lift your hand. I just want you to use your upper body and your arm and just as hard as you can without hurting yourself.
Just my upper body?
And make sure you hit the target.
Body. Just, right, not bad. And you're seeing a lot of that sword actually stick and drag off. So do it again. Not bad. Now she's actually starting to incorporate what she needs. She knows she needs to do. So now when we do this, again, this is a disadvantaged position. This is not our perfect blow, right? This is a disadvantaged position. I'm blocked up in a shield wall somewhere and some dude's head just opens up there, right? From that disadvantaged position, it's the same thing. Body's sinking in, turning. There's internal torsion, control, body's pulling through, whole body's pulling through. So that's all right. It's a little better. So give that a shot. Just take your time.
A little closer.
Yeah, just a touch closer. Remember, you're getting into a disadvantaged position.
So like this?
Yep. Better.
How should you be breathing?
That's the other part of this.
I take it.
So, what I want you to look at when you do this shot is, here's the feeling. So much of this is about feeling. The feeling is, the first one is like my arms all dropping in here. The second one is that there's a drop in my waist first. The body is pulling the shot. Then there's contraction across the front of the body. And you're really gonna sink the blade in, okay? Better. Again, remember that's good. That's real good. That's hard. What we're talking about in this position is the body being in a disadvantaged position. But what, again, the important part, and we're going to have each of you kind of come up and work at it, where you start to learn this is in the basic onside blow. If you can teach your body to start to have this motion, the difference, and feel the difference, then you can learn it anywhere. Again, you can learn it from insane, disadvantaged positions. Once you learn how to invest body movement, hip turning, and proper mechanics, then the blow will carry through much harder. So you're going to practice it from that perfect shot. That perfect shot being, again, we're just going to do an onside shot, right? So, you know, this is just normal. This just feels good. I could do this all day long. Right? Feels good. Nice and easy. Right? So it's going to feel funky and weird. This isn't a class on how to deliver the onside head hard. It's about understanding the difference between throwing fast with your hand and throwing carry through with the body. Okay? And again, we're not talking about fully when and why. We're just talking about the mechanic of how. So, this isn't something I want you to practice on each other. This is about knowledge and information about how to do right now. You get equipped with this knowledge, and hopefully you're trained well, you're given the wisdom of how and when this is appropriate to be used. And frankly put, I've used blows like that or harder than that in tournaments, and people walk away just fine. No one's hurt, you know. I'm not out to hurt anybody, but there are times when have you ever won a beginner's tourney, a novice tourney?
I haven't participated.
Okay, so let's say after this class you're like, I can hit hard. Screw this, these guys, I can hit hard. I'm gonna enter this tournament. And you're in that tournament and you're at the end and it's that proverbial gunslinger moment we all want, you know, we're like, shh. And he's there and we're here. Or it's me and it's Dog, it's the end of the crown. Of course he's gonna hit me, but I'm gonna pretend like I'm gonna hit him. Right? It's that gunslinger moment, and your gunslinger moment is absolutely ruined because you go, you know, or you go, and he's like, oh man, that was really close, but not there. Bam! And he nails you and you're done. So this is about having that moment where you're dialed in and bam! And you finish this tournament. You're done. Or it's about that moment, shield wall's getting blown over, you get your feet, you got a chance to take this guy, you're out of position. Normally your blow would be like, you know, nobody's gonna take that. Or the shield wall's all knocked over here. And how many times have we seen this? Shield wall's all rushed up and you see guys just going, I don't know why I won't take a shot.
They're trying to throw that overhand wrap.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know why I won't take a shot, why don't you die? Or that, well, this guy never dies when he charges through the line because you're doing this. You're going, die, die. You know, instead of, hey, put a little something on it. You put it on it by the body, not by your hands. So we'll get a little line. You're gonna come up. You're gonna do just maybe 3, kind of get that feeling for an onside. And then I want you to feel that moment, right? Drop, turn, press, extend, and really put power into the shot, right? So let's get a line together. Watch each other when you do this. Better, but again, it should just be an exhalation. It should be, and it goes, right? He's doing it wrong.
There were a couple. They're like, what do we look for?
Yeah, well, no, go ahead.
I mean, they're not going to.
All right, now stop. That's a good example. When you're initially lining up, already you're just arm shots, right?
That's all right.
There should already be some of this, even when I'm hitting light, it's still there. Watch the offside leg. See that? Watch my body from back there. Offside leg.
Yep.
It automatically happens after years of training, right? So give it a shot again. I want to see a little flow in that body.
Your voice is completely unrecognizable.
Okay, muscling.
You watch the videos on YouTube.
Not bad. Real good. Start thinking about as you're watching, if you have to fan out and watch these guys a little bit. Nice. Good.
Like 35
Good finish. Not bad. You're feeling off balance because immediately, the moment you start putting some hip in there, you're like, hey, body's like, hey, what's this? Right. Come on up.
Really?
Yeah. There you go. Is this feeling weird to anybody? I know you haven't had a chance to do a lot. Pretty good. You're cutting up and off. Deliver in and through. Right? That's not bad. That's a lot of upper body muscle. You're pushing up and out. It's okay. But again, remember as you're working, keep working as I'm talking to you. Remember as you're working this, eventually what you want to do is you want that to be, and it just, I mean, it just fires out. If you do this, eventually it gets to where it's just like, it just goes, man. That's nice. Nice. Little bit of a weird shoulder pop in there before your hips fire, right? So you've got this really good motion already. Probably right. And what happens is, right, so your shoulder first before your hips.
Yeah. No, my
So
bruised my ribs.
Loading into the shoulder and it's firing. Okay, watch. When you're first doing this, you're doing this thing where you're actually lifting this foot, right? You're kind of going right here. If anything, it's sync up, boom, boom. Think about it like this. If I was going to punch that dude, right, I wouldn't go with my hand. Let me demonstrate from this side. If this dude's robbing me at the ATM, I'm not going to go, get away, right? I'm going to, boom, right? There's going to be boom, boom, sinking in, pop. And that doesn't matter what sword blow I'm throwing. Bam. Watch it. This is fun. Watch the onside leg. That's what I love about this shit. So, again, offside, boom, right? Onside leg. Hips drop, turn, and sink out this way.
Notice what he's doing too.
May I interject?
Please, your grace, I asked you to come.
It's not just rotation. He's shifting his weight over his near foot, right? That's part of it. So it's about the hip turn, but that hip turn is pushing his weight into it too.
There's this really great picture of his grace, if you would just stand there. He's fighting, I think it's at the field. I'm not going to hit you. He's fighting at the field of Penzing, and there's a picture of his sword, and it's like bent around the dude's head. Like this ridiculous bend.
King of Angel.
And you see in the picture, his form, he's got his shield up, but his form is not like this, right? His form is this perfect sort of boom.
No, you're right. It's just like that. My shield's right there, and I'm up on my back toe, and my right leg straight, and it's right there. And you can literally see both ends of the sword on the same side.
Right.
But he's on his back foot, and his shield's down like that.
So, you know, it's what we're looking at. But come up, and again, I'm not trying to illustrate to you guys that every time you try to do power, it's going to look like this. Notice also I said onside leg looks like step, the heels up, shifting weight. That's right there. See that?
Exactly.
Go ahead.
That's all they were talking about.
That was good. You actually, what you're doing there is you're saying, I'm not going to use as much speed, but I'm going to let the power just carry through. Right? I don't have to make this fast. I'm here. Just drive it through. Just.
Still looks like
Who's not been through yet? Okay, go ahead.
Running around.
You've got perfect arc, perfect turn. You've got a disconnect. Slight, almost like a pause.
final ball, right?
That's the whole thing.
No. So you're pausing it. Because you've got torso back, which is fine, but it's slow.
It's all right. Though.
Go ahead.
When I knock you out of the turn, I'll take it.
Here in a second, we're going to do an onside leg, and you'll get to feel a different kind of body motion.
That'd be fun. That's
better.
A lot of fights people are going to have. Or dishonest. Depending on which kingdom we live in.
Yeah, I can't really see something.
I see Crown make a lot of friends. I made Crown make a lot of guys that were cool 10 minutes before that fight.
Nice. Real nice.
Something's on the line.
Now, when you do this right, when you practice it enough, now you got to be careful. You can't. I'm not telling you to go home and hit the tail hard.
You'll hurt it.
Right? You're going to feel like your elbows. But when you do this right, you practice it at home and you work on this. When you deliver that shot, you will not end up off balance. When I do it, bam! It's just there. That's all my recovery is. Okay? Just let it off. Hydraulic SCH. There it is. All right. So I thought this time what we're going to do is, again, we're trying to capture body motion in the shots. This time what we're going to do is we're going to work on this onside, sort of, we'll aim hip. I don't want you to hit the wood. All right, that's bad for your wrist. So we're just going to work on this onside leg shot, right? Most of the time we're in a fight. Oh, you know, that's good enough. It's actually not a bad shot. But let's say he's got a lot of steel with a lot of neoprene underneath the steel. Right? Right, so here I am again, just relaxed, going through the blows. Right. Okay. Okay, whole body's passing off of your hips. You've got to transition that foot just a little to create a platform for the body to work over. Better. You're never going to use high shoulder hip movement or body positioning in a way that causes you to end up out over your feet. Right? The feet transition to allow me to put power in the shot. And I've described this by telling guys one of the first lessons we do when I train with a guy or a lady is we throw our stuff down and we say, I'm at the ATM, I'm getting money. And the dude goes to jump me at the ATM. What do? Do I go, I am now prepared to fight you? No, we go, right? There's a natural sort of defensive position. Arms are in, body's wide, feet's a little wider. This is fighting, you know? This transitions also to sword fighting. You come up out of that a little bit, but it's still the same principle. The feet have to support the body. The bigger motion I go with the body to create power, the bigger the base I need. Sometimes when I hit that offside leg and guys go, oh my God, I hit the offside leg. It's because I'm going, that step up. Body weight transitions over.
At best,
There's a turn. Bam.
block it transition.
Oh, so that's a big ass step to go. Boom! Let's keep working the leg shot. The goal here is to get you guys to understand you can deliver power without having to, right? You can deliver power without having to muscle through it, get off balance, drive through.
No, I know. These are
Not bad. Come over to me real quick. What I want you to do here is, bam, bam,
all the years
feeling a normal strike, and then I want you to go a slight step.
Hey, some of the ones.
And what you're going to do is, now watch when the hips do that. Offset. Okay. And a lot of times, if you look at my feet, they look funky as shit when I've thrown the shot. It's because things have happened where I've gone. That's how I am often at the end of a onside snap, right? Because all that power has to transition into the ground some way, and it can't transition into it like this. What's going to happen there is I'm going to end up here or falling over. You know? So again, that offside leg. Notice there what's happening to get the leg is this ankle is doing the set that one would normally do.
That was the first time.
Boom. Everything is now turned here. And I'm planting that ankle in the ground with a torque. Pow! Right there, right? Boom. So even in a normal fight, it can just look normal. It can be BAM! I didn't have to lose eye contact or, you know, I'm not going, ugh. It's just BAM! Okay. See what I mean? Give it a shot.
I enjoy the whole relationship. I enjoy it.
Kinda. That's a stomp, but it's closer. Okay, now let's work together a second. Do your normal shot. All right, right there. That's all arm and body, every ounce. And any fighter would be perfectly within his rights to go, nah man, just ain't getting it. So before you even move, what I want you to do is I want you to go better, better. Now, with this one, what you're going to do is the same motion you just did, you're just going to go step. Take a little step first, opens you up for a little bigger motion. Right? So do a couple of the small twists. Better.
I'm gonna let him wear you out.
Better. Much better, but you're still not carrying through on that. Here's the big difference. Go back to just throwing the arm shot. Watch here. Yep. Go ahead. New way. This is stationary and that's just leaning forward. Go ahead. Now, I want you to take anybody touch. And I want you to, before you throw the blow, you're going to turn the hips in, and then you're going to hip twist and throw the shot. Now do it. What's happening? Shoulders turning, boom. Right? Whole upper body's into the shot. You're taking the difference. Your hand weighs about 2 pounds. Arms just transition. You're taking that limited amount of poundage that you were throwing with muscle, right? And you're transitioning the 50 or 60 pounds of your torso into that blow. Okay? Jess? Nice. That threw you off, didn't it? It's really funky. And keep working it. What you got is, you already have a lot of hip. You're already doing a really good job from years of development. What I'm trying to get you to do now is to go to the next level of taking a relatively good shot. That'd be a good shot. The normal shot would be good. To a, you're not going to question it before. And the way you do that is by doing exactly what you're doing, but there are preparatory positions to do first. Right? So you're doing really good, but what you need to do now is, same mistake Roshan made. He said, I'm going to turn while I stomp. Okay? It's actually step. And when I step, everything turns in. Plant delivery. So you're creating a little bit wider platform to deliver. And you'd be amazed how guys you do that in front of, they don't even pay attention. They're not, there's nothing there. They're just like, it's the biggest tell in the history of all tells. If I'm here and we're fighting and I go, you ought to know, but they don't. You do it all day long. Boom. The moment I've done that, I've just created an extra, I don't know, 10 gabillion pounds of ouch. So here I am. Bam! Right? And it just comes out of you. It's not always necessary, but having the tool to do it. Kind of stomping, right? You're going, oh, I'm going to stomp over here. Remember, the point of this is I'm just going to create a small opening. I'm going to create just a little extra distance for this to be a little bigger, right? You're not going, I'm doing it good, I'm doing it good. Oh, what do I do now? Right? You're going, doing it good, doing it good. Did it real good. Okay. We got one last shot we're going to do. It's going to be the offside melee rib shot. So what I want to do is see you guys work this out. The Pel. You're going to face off 45 degrees. Weird, funky position. Right? You're going to lift your sword back over your head. You're going to bend back. And that's the dude you're going to kill. Right? This is a melee. You're all pressed up. Stupid shit's happening all over the place. You got nothing going on, but there's some dude there, and you're like, hey, kill that guy. Right? Now, he might take that, you know, he might take that, but you're going to go, you're going to really get something in it. And the way you're going to do that is, when you reach back to do it, you're going to think, I'm going to put my forehead on my foot. Right? You're gonna move that body forward and drive through the shot. Okay? It's gonna be weird. You're probably gonna think this is really dumb, but we're gonna do it anyway so you can feel it. Let's have a shot. Getting a funky. Get a little closer. All right. Now this time, what you're gonna do? You're just gonna lean back just a touch. You lift your hand up here because you were blocking here. And take a couple easy shots so you can feel, yeah, here, look, I can kill that guy. Now what I want you to do when you do that is I want you to pull your body up straight as you cut and really feel like you're going to drag that sword through his body. Nice. Good. Let's teach Winfang here. Don't fall over, Winfang. Nice. Good. Yeah, that's the fun. much harder, but you're learning the motion. You're not doing what I wanted you to do. You're doing what you wanted to do. Sorry, give me your sword. All right. Now, what I want you to do is just work on hitting that guy like nice and easy. Like, oh, I'm gonna hit you. Right? Now, what I want you to do is from that disadvantaged position, I want you to pull through and think about knocking that thing over. There you go. See the big difference there? Hold on, slow down. What I want you to do first is set your sword here. And then I want you to drag it over and just hit. Good. There you go.
No, it's just one of those
Now, keep going.
the person that's asking me.
When you're ready, I want you to pull your body forward and think about knocking that pedal over. Better. You kind of caught it weird. You can do it again.
Like adding a bit with a number.
Better. Not bad. It's weird, right? Go over why it's weird. We're almost done with hitting shit. You're supposed to go from here. You're supposed to go.
That would be step one. Assuming I wanted to fight.
Good. Not bad. Not bad. Now bring this flow up especially because how many times in a melee have you been with weird things? Forward a little bit.
Oh, all right.
Remember, he's like running by you. There you go, nice. Drop the body down. Really think about putting pressure into the penetrative force. Penetrative force. Not bad. Cutting a little too hard through. It'd be great if you had a live, sharp sword. But you don't. You got a piece of stick. There you go. That's what you're looking to do. Now catch your balance, and this time knock the pail over. Not bad. What you would do is, you know how you're going, right? You would go. What you're missing is one, you're a little off in position. The other is that you are letting the slicing motion. Understand something. What I'm teaching here is not actual surgery. We're talking about SCA, power delivery, especially in obviously. So with that, you're talking, you've got to penetrate into the slicing across the surface, right? So you want, let's try it again. So when you come up, you just back in position. Now, right behind you. So what I want you to do is shift over a little closer. Your focus was that way. He's going by you here, and you're going to shift your body. And you're going to, the first couple three, we're just going to have you cut with your hand, hitting into it like that. Right. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Again. Now this one, when we go to do this, when you transition over, that arm goes to make the cut. Right about here, you're going to start to really press in, and you're going to think about knocking that hell over. It's not going to knock over, but you think about it. Right? So take a couple easy ones, and then we'll try it again. Good. Not bad, not bad. I think you're still fighting the fact that you're a phenomenal swordsman and you know how a blade cuts. But what we're talking about here is convincing. That's pretty good. You got some mop. All right, you do the last two. Go ahead. That's good. Even though you missed the target, the idea was right. You really committed to the shot, right? Go ahead. Get ready for this as soon as he's done. I want you to offset from the pedal. You're doing a cross shot. This is a funky ass melee position where some dude's running past you, everything's stupid happening in front of you, and you're just going to take this weird shot at this guy over here. Good. Good. Now, when you sink power into it, what you're going to do is when you bring that sword over, you're going to transition, watch my body transition down, forward, in, right? Yes, that's the idea. All right. Let's talk about this real quick. None of this comes quick, none of this comes easy, but the goal of what I'm talking about here is how many new or mid-level fighters who won't press themselves to learn something new do we see in fights where their shields come up and they're you know, and we're just not getting anywhere here. So what we're talking about is effective, efficient delivery of power in blows to convince our opponent that the fight's over. I want to reiterate for those of you that stuck around to the end of this, this is not telling you to go hit someone as hard as you can. This is teaching you that there's a difference between throwing my arm out there and committing my body to the shot. And you can do this at home. I do it at home. I'm cooking spaghetti. I'm doing something at home. I'm waiting, I stop, and I will. Boom. I work these body motions so that they become integral to what I'm doing. I don't always do them in a fight. I don't always have to. But there's times where you have to. When you're absolutely going to smoke that dude before he smokes you, and it's gunslinger moment, you're not going to get by with, right? It's got to be, right? With full intention, full body commitment, and it'll be naturally hard, right? The same thing with those weird offside melees. What I'm talking about here is the difference between her running by me and me going, ding, and me going, to let her know, you've been hit, you need to lay down, right? Because if you're tired of these guys who go, oh, I'm coming through the melee, oh, yeah. And it's just like, I'm just being honest with you, they don't do that with me. Because the moment they come through, boom, boom, and I let them know, you've been hit, you need to lay down. And it's not vicious, it's not excessive, but they're hard. They're hard enough that an armored opponent knows, I just got hit. You know, because too many times we get mad. We get mad at that guy who's charging through our lines. But we get mad because we're going, lay down. And when you wouldn't do that in a tournament fight. Jess and I are fighting, and I go, it's good, right? She's not gonna take that. So why in a melee, when a great warrior comes charging through your line, do you expect him to take that? You need to hit him. The rules in a melee say the line is engaged with the other line. So if he comes through the line, pow! I'll let him know. You done being hit, son. You know? And that's what we're here to do. That's what we're playing. So let me say for like the 5th time, I have not encouraged you to go home and hit as hard as you can. What I've talked to you about today is understanding how anyone can develop power. You don't have to be, I'm a power lifter, you don't have to be a power lifter to hit hard. To hit in a way that the guy's not going to question your blow. You can be 125 pounds, you can be 200 pounds, you can be like me, 270 pounds. Either way, anyone can do this. It's about learning mechanics. What I'm telling you, don't go home and hit your pelt like this. Go home and practice this. Sitting in your kitchen, right? Practice that. That feeling. That's the feeling you want. Right? Same thing, goofy foot forward. Offside head. Watch the offside head motion. Right here, offside head motion. Sets back. There it is. So you see that body flows through, up through the shoulder, out through the hands. When you eventually get good enough at this, you're doing virtually nothing here. It's just. Hey, I used to do this for hours in front of a pedal, just nice and easy shots. And about every 10th shot, real easy and lazy every 10th. So pow! You develop this like lightning quick, lightning crack speed and power. That's what you're trying to get, right? So be responsible, use your wisdom, go forth and knock out rivets. That's all I got. If you guys got questions about this, and you can bring it up here, especially questions on how to use these, when to use them, and why we use them. Right? That's it. Go have fun. Fight.
Yes, sir.
Or hang around.